Ladies and gentlemen, we now have 5 areas to watch for possible tropical cyclone development. And because this is the late night, when it's 8 p.m., Labor Day weekend, I'm going to be showing you stuff that could be kind of scary. Asterisk? Now, this is a 12Z, and it's like the only model that's showing this. But it is showing that one little yellow thingy that we are monitoring turning into a tropical storm, going and then punching North Carolina right in the short pants, and then moving up the coast along that front, and then saying hello to Nova Scotia. And while almost all modelers are like, forget about it, those 5 spots to watch, the long-range GEFS ensembles picking up on the new wave set to emerge off of the African coast mid-next week and going bang, boom, click, dang, shucks, into the East Coast. Now, I may be in a jovial mood today, tonight, but this is very dangerous, serious stuff. That is all speculative danger, though. The real danger is happening on the West Coast with super-duper heat wave degrees. 121 high temperatures at the Woodland Hills official site. This is like a mini ice age if by ice you meant heat, and wildfires that look just like volcanoes. Yeah, the Creek Fire is super scary, looks just like a volcano. Now covers 45,000 acres with the 0 containment and 3,000 structures threatened, and it trapped like 200 people in a camping area. And then Brian Thompson is letting us know a very unusual extreme fire risk in northwest Oregon tomorrow. A dangerous setup in an area not typically prone to fires. Strong winds and dry, hot air blowing towards the coast. An extremely critical risk, dangerous fire weather conditions, is forecast to occur tomorrow, Monday, September 7th, Labor Day, across parts of northwest Oregon from the western slopes of the Cascades to the coastal ranges. And yeah, a lot of this stuff is happening along the Volcano Ridge range that goes up and down through Canada, through to Mexico, to California, Oregon, Washington. But so it is definitely a heat wave for the West Coast. And if that wasn't bad enough, Griffith Sky Report, not what we need right now, a new fire northeast of Mount Wilson Observatory. And that thing is kicking off like a super plume as well, although the Creek Fire plume has just been jaw-droppingly scary. Yeah, so this is the Creek Fire photo taken from a plane. Here's another shot of the Creek Fire taken from a plane. And here is video footage of the Creek Fire from earlier. And now San Francisco is up here, and the Creek Fire is happening here. And so San Francisco is here, and the Creek Fire is here. And so San Francisco is here, and the Long Valley Volcano region is here. You know, I'm just saying, man. Just saying. These are shots of the moon, and then this is Mars. Because remember, Mars goes retrograde in like 65 hours. And I think it's going to be a big deal. Do you know which planet goes retrograde the least out of all of them? If you guessed Mars, you guessed correctly. Hey, look, it's Mars. Nope, it is California burning. And this brought to us by Antonio Prayers. And so one of the things about Mars retrograde is it's a big period for divorces and breakups. So I'm glad I'm single, because it will start on the 9th and then end in the middle of November. I hope you're ready. And so if you got a scorecard, this one has a 10% chance, then 30% chance over 5 days. 40, 0, 0, WTF, 100%, wait, what? 0 to 20, and then 90-90. All right. And remember, in my Saturn-Jupiter theory, that we're seeing the imprints on our planet and our atmosphere, which I think helped cause the two typhoons that have hit South Korea, we may get a situation like that where we may see two storms kind of converge on the same place if they don't go out to sea on the east coast of the USA. So it is definitely something we should be looking out for. This is Typhoon Haishen, a few hours away from making landfall in South Korea. Damaging winds, storm surge will continue to be the primary impacts as this comes to shore. Last reading I saw had a 958, which would make it a Category 2-ish, Category 3-ish typhoon hurricane thingy. Hey, look, cool images of Saturn. And yeah, it is like a mini ice age. If by ice you mean heat records being shattered, plenty of record-breaking temperatures today in the west, extending all the way into Colorado and Wyoming. Wait, Nebraska. Okay, great. I mean, not great. But Mother Nature's moving in to cool down the magma under the surface, I would guess, with a bunch of snow. As much as 13.6 inches in Allen's Park, and then 4.3 inches in Denver. And then you got the Bobcat fire, which has 0% containment. Things going from bad to worse. In the Cameron Park fire today, mandatory evacuations have been issued for Buckhorn Canyon area, while north of US 14, now voluntary evacs all the way down to Hewlett Gulch Road. Current map at NOCO alert.org. So you got some major evacuation zones happening. And remember, with Jupiter and Saturn lining up in the sky together, December 21st, we will be on the lookout for earthquakes and volcanoes through the year. And remember, the 95% chance of volcanoes on the west coast of the USA alert that I put out in 2018 for 2020 still stands. Andy Hazelton saying something like water vapor satellite often tells you a lot about what's going on in the atmosphere. In this case, it's cool how you can see a trio of upper-level cold lows in the central North Atlantic, getting ready to interact with our series of tropical lows moving into the basin. Bing, bing, bing. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, and I do think the hurricane situation will probably be scary in about a week. Jack Sillen, who's always chilling and showing us cool weather stuff. Latest image of the creek fire along the radar data suggests that a new pyrocumulonimbus cloud is forming above the fire. That's the creek fire heat arrow he's pointing at. Earlier today, the heat signature was clearly visible on satellite. Now it's partially, mostly obscured by the cold cloud. See, there was a heat signature under here where the arrow is pointing. Cameron Peak fires causing JC's town to look apocalyptic orange all day. Whoa. The Cameron Peak fire is happening in Colorado. The smoke from the Cameron Peak fire is complex. It's probably the worst it's been all summer from the perspective of Denver and the surrounding burbs. You can see it and you can smell it. You know, and I'm wondering, why did they clear NORAD out of Colorado and move it somewhere else? Asterisk. I probably wouldn't know information like that. I don't know what you do when things get sketchy, but I like to pretend that all the X-Men women have a crush on me. It hasn't really worked out that well for me, though. Do what you got to do, though. No, Europe, I have not forgot about you. Severe storms with large hail, severe winds, tornadoes, and torrential rainfall are likely across the southwest Mediterranean on Monday. Isolated storms are possible across northern Italy and eastern Europe. All right, here we got a chart. Remember, no, if your walls start to crack, don't just hang out and look around. You're going to want to leave the house. And I would suggest you get farther away from the building than these two people are doing. And like here, if things are falling off your house, bad idea. You want to move it. I don't know why. Oh, like there's a, the world is sort of falling apart right now. But as Leo King, a Christian astrologer, said, in the last week of Jupiter retrograde, it does feel like the world is ending. And yeah, we got like 5 more days till Jupiter goes direct. What am I trying to say here is I'm trying to make jokes out of this thingy, because it is kind of funny. Like, if your friend is standing up with just a bruised face, don't call the cops or the first responders. But if your friend is on the ground with wounds to his knees and his arms. Then you can call the cops. All right. Is that clear? And don't call people during an earthquake. Text them. Sound great? I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a very dangerous world. I'm your planetary defense commander. I've been getting everybody ready for September and October. And technically, I spent like 5 years trying to get everybody to work together so we could deal with 2020 like one badass Earth strong team. But people were like, hell no, we will let politicians tell us what to do. And they tell us to go to war with each other because one of us has a left brain and one of us has a right brain form of ideology. And I was like, oh, crap. No, worst case scenario. Yeah, and under Obama, I was like, don't trust politicians. And then under Trump, I've been like, don't trust politicians. But then, they're like, no, mini ice age is coming. Trust politicians. I was like, what? Eric Weglars, the brief pulses that flicker at sunrise are lightning flashes generated within the pyrocumulus cloud. Thunder could also be heard in Huntington Lake. Yeah, so these, and as I've noted many times, when you get a major wildfire like that, you get one that's like under San Francisco and one that's above, and they break out at the same time, and it breaks out at the same time as the Colorado fires as well. It's all crazy, man. It's all totally crazy. And we're getting a cold shot, Mother Nature trying to heat down or cool down the magma. Yeah, so here's the creek fire. So, we got a bunch of crazy stuff about to happen. So I hope everybody's prepared. I've been recommending teamwork for so long. I'm pretty sure that people are not going to come together before the election. So we just got to, hang in there. And no matter what comes, we will survive it. Okay? Everybody stay cool. God bless everyone. And it is going to get wilder. Remember, the middle of September through October, it's just going to be freaking crazy, man. When Mars goes retrograde, I think you're going to see a lot of people super flipping out. Mars has totally been like, I do not want to go retrograde. I like going forward. And I'm like, I get it, Mars. I get it. Also, I'm not sure the people who are like, Mars is great, Mars, are going to have the greatest next month or two. Like Tesla's gone down like 20% in the last 2 or 3 days that the stock markets were open. And so will we see a market crash during that time? I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla's meteoric rise, the bubble pops on Tesla. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised at all. And it could happen to the whole markets. But I'm speculating. I've not been great other than the first 3 months of calling the stock market crash, re-predicting when the big one would happen. I have not been good at that. Okay, but be prepared for anything. God bless y'all. Y'all are great. I love you. And once again, yes, Selena, I still absolutely love you. And always will, no matter what happens. Okay, great. Peace out. God bless everyone.